Okay, it's good afternoon, New York. Good morning, Colombia, South America, or standard time zones. Okay, how's that? Uh, it was kind of a funny weekend. I don't know how old some of the stories that I read were, because there's not a lot of current news. It's all editorial stuff and whatnot on Sundays. And down here, this is technically a holiday all over, really, Columbus Day. Some banks close, some don't. I don't know how that actually works out. But it's a holiday down here, which means you don't get any morning news. I think it comes on in the afternoon, but there's no morning news. It's a vacation for the regular reporters. You get the weekend reporters now. All right, let's start. Trump is made a really screwed up statement over the weekend. He's promising more border agents and higher pay. Well, had he let the bipartisan bill through that he stopped before he started running because he wanted to run on immigration, that would have been done already. It was in that bill to raise their salaries and to get more agents, and that was what he didn't want anybody to do because he wanted a campaign issue of immigration. So this is another example of him putting himself first and the country second. Okay, and you people out there that are voting for him, he wins, you get what you deserve. That's just how it works out sometimes. You get what you deserve. Okay, all right. He's also saying that he wants troops to be able to use the military to attack people that oppose him after he's elected. He wants them, he's gone from everything from imprisoning them to shooting them to public hangings. This is all stuff he's discussed in the past. He's starting to bring it up again. He wants to be a dictator for a day. That's good. Maybe somebody will shoot him on that day and not miss this time. He told at Coachella, which is a festival site in California, he told the people that were sitting there that he would withhold fire aid for the wildfires that they have out there and everything else unless they decide to release water or something. And I don't think they can afford to release any more water. I think that's all the Colorado River from where it starts up at the top and it comes on down. That's a big deal. I think. I don't think he can do that, but he wants to withhold that aid, and he tells California to burn, baby, burn. And he does this in California. The man's fucked up. He's really sick. He deserves, he needs to be. The Republicans don't have anybody else to run for president. J.D. Vance is not going to run for president. That's even worse. Because people know what he is, a two-faced lying son of a bitch. All right. Let's see. I'm getting a little excited here. And at my age, that's not a good thing. I had a really bad morning, folks. I have. They tell me I have vertigo. I don't know whether I've never really been tested for it, but a doctor told me I have vertigo. And it was so bad this morning I couldn't get up. I had sweats. I felt nauseous. Everything. I'm better now, but it's been happening more often lately, and I don't think that's a good sign. So I have to talk to a doctor down here again and see whether which will take a year of testing before they find out anything, because it takes them 6 months to schedule you a test down here. That's the problem with it. It's good. It's health. They're great doctors. They know what they're talking about. just trying to get to see him is a very, very difficult proposition. All right, so moving right along. Today's Columbus Day. And it was reported in news this morning that something like a 37-year study of Columbus's ancestry, DNA tests and whatnot is finally complete, and that it turns out he was a Jew born in Spain. That's all right. He didn't discover America. The Vikings discovered America. So let them. They're up in Michigan. There's artifacts up there that they prior to Columbus discovering. I guess I don't know whether he discovered Central America or North America, but he didn't discover New York City, so don't anybody get so excited about it. It's just the Italians for years have claimed Columbus as one of their own, and for years it's been pretty well established that he wasn't Italian. They just didn't know what he was, But it turns out he was a Spaniard born in Spain, and he's a Jew, a Sephitic Jew. I don't know what that means. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have no idea what that means, but that's what he is, and that's it. Let's see now. Hold on a second. I wrote something down here. Oh, yeah. And Donald Trump this morning, or yesterday or whatever, not him personally, Joe Biden did this, which is just not making a lot of sense to me. Deployed a air defense system with 100 U.S. troops attached to it to Israel. Now, what's going to happen if one of those troops gets killed in a raid on one of those air defense systems, That's going to complicate matters even more. If they want to kill each other over there, I'm perfectly willing to let them do that without taking sides. And if I was going to do anything, I would make sure that Russian and Chinese weapons couldn't get to the other side or to Israel. And if they can use up what they have, Israel can use up what they have, and we're not going to replenish it. You guys are going to have to go back to fighting an equal war, and see how long it takes them to work out an agreement that way. I think if we put them on an equal footing, no advanced weaponry or anything like that, I think they'll figure it out a lot faster. It's like if we give the Ukraine advanced technology short of nuclear weapons and whatnot, and they go at it, and we can keep Russia from using their nuclear weapons, and they have to fight basically a conventional war on an equal footing, they too will surrender. They too will settle it, and faster. It's just when one side is technically superior to another in this day and age, they're not about to, give up until they, slaughter everybody on the other side, because they don't want to give the other side a chance to arm themselves technically, It's a screwed up world we live in. Football weekend. For those of you that watched the Giants yesterday, like me, you're seriously depressed this morning. You shouldn't be. They suck. I wrote to a friend of mine this morning. I said, who's the Giants fan. He's a very good, very, very, very good friend of mine. Owns a restaurant in New Jersey. If you're ever in down near where, actually it's very close to where Trump's golf course is. If you ever get down there, try to locate the restaurant Cafe Rustica. You will have excellent food, good portions, and very reasonable prices. Okay? Thanks. You could do that. I'd appreciate that. So would my friend Johnny. Anyhow, I wrote him this morning. I said they should take the New York team and just trade them to someplace. And, you know, everybody goes, how you mean trade them? You can't do that. Well, for those of you that remember the American Football League, the AFL, now this was done with more than one team, but you look at it, the Cleveland Browns moved to Indianapolis. Before that, after that happened, this was more recent, the Cleveland Browns moved their team to Indianapolis and became the Indianapolis Colts, and there's a new Cleveland Browns team, which is better than the one that left. There's, because they have a better ownership. There's a, Las Vegas moves all over them whenever they want to. San Diego's moving. The Rams moving back. You know, they move. Kansas City's thinking about it, which would be a very bad thing for that area of the country, I think. But anyhow, getting back to the story I was saying, there was a team in the AFL called the Dallas Texans. The Dallas Texans moved when the leagues merged. There were other ones. I don't remember all the ones that moved and whatnot. But Dallas Texans moved to Kansas City. It became what is now called the Kansas City Chiefs. And Dallas, I believe, got a new team, Dallas Cowboys. And what you're looking at are two superior franchises at the end of that. And I said, why don't you just do that? You know? I mean, the Giants could go pretty... The Giants are one of the most valuable franchises, money-wise, in the league. And they're like the Dallas Cowboys. They're not winning shit lately, you know? Dallas is, I think, the number one value team in the league. And they do shit, you know? But they're, you know, America's team. There was a point in time when they had, what's his name? Hayes, this Bobby Hayes was his name? The speedster, world record holder, I think he was, in the 100-meter dash, or Olympic champion in the 100-meter dash. That's when they used to call it America's cocaine team. The cocaine Cowboys, you know? Because there was so much drug-related shit going on with them back then. But, no, you could do something like that, I guess, you know. Let's see, the WBNA, Women's Basketball Association, Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, is playing their championship round. And I think it's the Indiana Fever and the New York Liberty. In New York, they tied that up 1-1. That's good for New York. It's amazing how female teams can be better than the male teams. You know what I'm saying? Look at international. I call it football. I call it soccer. If you look at it on an international level, the best team, one of the best teams in the world, is the United States women's team. You know, men's team can't win shit. The women's team's won 4 or 5 championships. You know, world championships. They're good. They play for years. You know, I don't know. Looks like the same game when I watch it. What's the difference? You know, they get better players. Probably because there's not a professional leagues to suck the talent out of with the so-called amateur leagues, although they're not really amateur anymore. You know, I guess if the women could get into a league like the American women got into a league like English Premier Soccer League or something like that. If they got into one of those leagues, they would start sucking the you know, the higher the women get, the more other countries want to try to suck the talent out. You know, they want all the talent. But women are a little different. They're a little bit more loyal to the country, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, I think the Knicks are still in the championship series, which is Won't last for long, I guess. I don't know how good they are. I don't, like I said, I don't get a lot of basketball games down here. They come on weird times at night, weird days, you know, for TV down here, and sometimes they're on and sometimes they're not. Depends, you know. The big sports down here on television, that the American sports that are covered, they do cover the NFL a little bit on Sunday. They have a couple of they'll have a game of the week type situation, and they have the red zone down here. And basketball gets some coverage. All of a sudden, I'm looking around and I'm seeing the courts that were built years ago, were built prior to my getting here, in stadiums and whatnot, facilities. They were built for some sort of championship series or something in Bayo, actually the town I live in. And now they're being used by professional basketball leagues, and they're actually, the quality of play from these guys is getting pretty good. So, you know, I think that's a great situation. But anyhow, it's like I said at the beginning of the union, you feel so sad we should trade that team, the Giants. It's horrible. They have a predictable playbook. It's called run, 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 pass, punt. That's it. Run, 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 punt. Or run, run, pass, punt. That's it, you know. Where's the ball going? It's going here, it's going there. There's no imagination in that team, and there hasn't been for years, since Parcells left. He would do a little imagination every once in a while, a fake punt or something, just to mess with the opposing team's defensive mindset, and that's not done anymore. So, you know, they're boring. And they're losing. They have a quarterback that is his next stop is out of the league. Okay, he's a young kid. They paid him $160 million or something like that, and he's useless. Yeah, he's not. I shouldn't say he's useless. He's an adequate backup for some team, but he's not a starting quarterback, and they're paying him starting quarterback money, and they're starting him. And he has very little talent around him. But as always, the Giants are a good defensive ball club. They always have been. But, you know, you can only be out there for so long. All right, listen, it's Monday. I'm sure something will happen today, even though it's a holiday. Trump will say something stupid. We'll report on it tomorrow. And we'll see what happens, all right? Everybody stay safe. See you tomorrow.